Well, we have our group heading up towards Iron Lake from Barrier. Oh, Barrier's a fun little town, little city there. Not really the biggest fan because it's hard to find anything, especially for. I was there one time looking for pants, and it's a pain to find a tailor. It's the story for another time. But as the Fateless left the city and we're in the city and we're on the road, we'll go over some of the stuff they learned while they were there. Our good buddy Theo there learned that his flail was made out of adamantine, and it has some sort of rune to it that gives it an effect. He has not been able to identify it as of yet. And there's a couple other little shenanigans, little minor things. And we had the crew went and found a caravan delivering supplies to hook up with again. And of course, they sent their best negotiators to go make that deal again, having Guy and Doric make a deal where there is some weird, let's just call it some weird situation with one of the orcs involved. It was just kind of a weird little jape there. It would have been actually funny to have actively been a part of it, because I definitely would have poked the bear some in that whole situation. But his the little carry-on told our good buddy there that absolutely not, and said some mighty unkind things. And then when Doric decided to open his mouth, the ancestor decided to make him stop, make him shut up, and started to mess with him in ways that apparently are unique to the dearly departed in this world. Never heard of such a thing before, but definitely going to keep an eye out if I'm ever back there again to not offend or upset anyone who is dead within the last, what? Let's just say nobody who's been dead for more than 20 years. I just won't upset them. I'm going to leave it at that. So, you all have made your way to Iron Lake.
Yeah. The first thing we gotta do is find a nice quiet place out of the looky-loo of people and move the door.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm just saying, eventually we should just buy a wagon with a door on it or something.
Just enclose a wagon.
It's not the worst idea.
Yeah, we just get a trapdoor with a keyhole.
You know, here's the thing.
We'll have to carry the wagon everywhere, and we might not be able to take it with us.
We have to care for horses at that point.
What if we just buy a door and then attach it to every rental wagon?
Could we shrink a door?
Theo just ignores them and starts looking for an alleyway or something.
Listen. At first you thought it was a good idea.
The wagon seems like a good idea, but he doesn't want to care for horses. That's the whole thing.
What if we...
Horses are indeed a lot.
We need we really need a pocket door.
What about...
I had one of those in the house I grew up in. They're not so great. Hard to maintain.
Yeah.
They stick a lot. It's not
Magic doorknob. Turns any wall into a door.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Skeleton horses. They don't need to eat anything.
No, that would make them immortal, and Queen Bitch would not like that.
No. Those they're coin-operated horses.
So the robot horses.
Yes.
This is a medieval fantasy. There's not robot horses.
No. I'm saying please insert 2 gold to continue necromancy spell.
Where's an artificer when you need it?
Where,
There is not one of those.
where's an unscrupulous necromancer for hire when you need him?
What are they? I think they're called inventors now.
Your
Yeah.
carriage cannot be completed
Tinkerers,
as
inventors.
dialed. Yes. So, what's the place like that we've arrived at? It's a town, a proper town, or are we just at the
It's
lake?
a-
Iron Lake.
It's a fairly large
Been
city.
here before.
Isn't this is where
been here before.
emperors and stuff was?
This is where Kat directed you towards and snuck into the city. But the issue-
what was the gnome's name? Phil.
Flynn.
Flynn. Flynn! Flynn's here.
Oh,
We should go
yeah.
see Flynn.
Oh, I don't think he likes you guys.
I'm not sure what to say.
What? Why not?
Why wouldn't
Sure,
you
but
like
anyway, he
me?
doesn't like me.
All right. Well, why not me at least?
Did you try to haggle with him?
Well, yeah. Pa told me you can haggle with just about anybody. The lessons were learned.
Oh,
Theo's still looking for a quiet
we
door.
could, we could
people
ask
around.
Flynn if we could borrow his back room and use that for the doorway.
Then how are we going to explain where we went?
You could knock him out.
I think
Theo
Doric
rubs
just.
the bridge of his nose.
I think Doric just doesn't have good ideas, and I mean that the nicest way possible,
he's
friend.
very sheltered.
Yeah, he was a little bit racist earlier.
I can't help it that that was Theo's family, and you obviously took a shine to them.
I had the conversation with my ancestor go.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, well, let's leave it at that then.
I still don't understand what's going on. Because it just happened once. I figure it's got to happen a few times before I know what's going on. That was very meta.
No, you've talked to him twice. Remember at the tower?
How quickly do I find a abandoned door?
Yeah, we're looking for a
or
door. This conversation is happening while on a door hunt.
something? Yeah.
you need to.
Look, here's a door.
How do you?
You just point to it.
No, that's a door, Rick.
Give me a. I want to say perception is probably the best roll, but there's actually something else I want to do. I need to find a thing. Since this is one of the situations where I don't agree with what the survival checks typically are in these games, you could also do a survival because this would be an urban survival type check.
Same difference.
Find
Same
somewhere
difference
hidden
for
out
me,
of
so
sight.
I don't care.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way. If you're telling me to roll survival, I'll roll survival. I don't give a shit.
I mean, you can do
I'll-
either or.
I'll
You
do
can- It's just
perception.
how you flavor it. It's more of a how does your character find this? Do you like look around? Or do you try to follow like where the guards are patrolling? Like how would you go about doing this?
I'm just looking for a public privy. That's a door.
I rolled a 6.
20.
Theo is
What-
very exasperated by you two, so he doesn't sign the door.
Doric.
I think you need
knows
to
where
stop
doors
blaming us
are.
for your problems.
Sounds like you need to take some personal responsibility.
What did
What were the options?
either survival or a perception?
I mean, it's the same,
This-
but that's a
Survival is kind of like watching where the guards are and making sure you are dodging where they typically walk. Perception is just kind of looking around for someplace that's empty.
I'm going perception, and that's a 19, friend. I told you I'm
All
looking
right,
for like
so-
maybe like a public privy or something. That's still technically a door.
Your perception. So you guys have a high enough perception that you actually see the door where Kat had originally taken you to the tavern. But now the building that door is attached to is currently under construction.
Are there people actively working there?
Yes, there's actively like a lot of the buildings that were partially destroyed or abandoned are being worked on. They're being reconditioned. The soldiers are moving in to try to build the city back up, to renew the city, to make it functional again. So a lot of your like more out of the way hidden areas are being reconditioned to allow people who are coming into the city either someplace to stay, or new people coming in to live in the community can get homes and stuff like that, businesses, etc. They're trying to revive the city.
When we say door, how loose are we talking of a door? Like, would a picket fence work?
I think it needed to have a keyhole and hinges.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, like, a bathroom stall door would not necessarily work either.
Well, so
No, because it would not have a
what I'm
keyhole.
hearing is we just need to buy a doorknob.
And you say I have
Using
the
a
bad
screwdriver.
ideas.
That's not a bad idea. It made the DM laugh.
So that it sounds like that door is out. So with my 20, do I see another alternative door that may be a little shadowed out of the way or something like that?
That's just kind of the situation right now in the city itself, because everything's like under active construction. So there's people moving in and out of everywhere you can see. So it's really hard to find somewhere out of the way inside the city proper. And you are currently inside the city proper.
I don't know if we can get back to the tavern.
Did we need to get to the tavern right now?
I just wanted to move the door. We can do that when we get probably to my village. I guarantee my people aren't going to give a shit. Although, thinking about it, Theo starts thinking about it. Do we have doors? Like, we have yurts. Like,
Listen, you
I
just
doubt there's a key or a door out there.
while we're in the city, we could just buy a doorknob with a keyhole, and we could put it on whatever.
I'm telling you, we need to ask Flynn to use his back room.
well, personally,
I think-
with the orc tribes, I feel as if because they're nomadic, but they follow like their goat herds, that they probably have a few stationary buildings that in each area where they would set up camp. The way they would know where that camp would be at.
We also don't know the rules for the door specifically. As far as we're aware, we could just put a doorknob on like a curtain and call it good.
We're gonna stick to
What if
as
we
for
go to a
permanent
place
structures,
where we rent a room and we use that
So we go
doorknob?
to a tavern to go get a tavern?
Yes. Or a place like the Black Heart, even. Ugh.
Why don't we just
Hey,
keep
I'm down
on
for
loot?
that.
Wait, the what?
Finally, an idea Theo likes.
What was the idea? I missed it.
We go to a tavern and rent a room to get a door, or visit a place like the Black Heart.
Wait,
Which,
is it
again,
just
you rent a room by the minute. Hour for me.
Why would you rent a room by... That's not enough time to sleep.
You know what? Let's just get our supplies and move through the mountains.
Yeah,
oh, Guyverson, you sweet summer child.
he lived on a farm and went straight to school. He didn't get to... It's a different kind of shelter.
I feel
He's aware
like
of the
he
world.
would probably understand the birds and the bees, though.
Yeah, he'd know about it, but his pa never told him about a brothel.
It also was strongly discouraged in the school he was at, so...
Yes. I think he needed a boat to get to that school.
That is correct.
Wait, can we find a
The
boat
more
with a
discouraged
door?
something is, the more likely it is to happen.
Yeah, but you'd need to get a boat.
We're not going to the school. It's fine.
Right.
I don't think Guyverson was part of the crowd that got into those kind of shenanigans.
No, he wanted to get out, go back home.
All right.
Is there a tavern anywhere nearby where we might rent a room
There are plenty of taverns.
with rooms?
I stop a
But-
random NPC, I introduce myself, I ask them their name, and then I ask for directions.
so glad you're doing
We've
this.
been to this town before. Theo knows this town. He's been here several times.
Yeah, but the
Taverns also have big signs with, like cups and mugs and
maybe
barrels on them.
maybe it's just been a hot second since we talked to an NPC.
I don't really want to do that.
You guys are exasperating.
All right, I'll retcon. If there's signs, I'll read a sign.
You're looking
All of
for
the
a
character-
tavern. There's
all the
normally one within 100 yards of the gate.
All of the characters can read, by the way, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's in a situation where they probably can't read, but
If anybody couldn't, it would be the nomad.
Fuck you! I'm a damn store owner.
Okay, so not only are you racist, but you're also classist.
just because you own a store doesn't mean you know how to read. You know
That's
how to do
true.
math.
Hey, so I was an orphan of probably nobles at one point, maybe, I don't know.
So no
he
school.
doesn't know. Fucking Theo doesn't
Sky
remember
Pirates.
that kind of shit. And then he went
Don't let
and
him lie.
with pirate bounty hunters
Again.
and read every book in the galley, which probably was not a good education for him because they were fucking pirate books.
No. Hear me
I
out.
imagine it's like the captain of a previous campaign I had, where a lot of them are erotic fiction.
Yeah.
That explains the brothel like knowledge.
And then he was taught, and I'm using the word taught loosely, by nomadic jewelry makers and goat farmers.
Oh, and we all know goat farmers are well-read individuals.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but can they read a room?
I can't.
Can you?
And me.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, there's taverns all over the place in the city. Like, just from the main gate, there's like 3 within sight distance of the gate.
What's
this one looks good. Let's go there. And then I'll just start walking towards the closest one.
the closest one called?
Tavern one.
Oh, Jake.
Eastgate Tavern.
It's a franchise.
I mean, the closest tavern to the gate would probably be the Eastern Gate Tavern. So the Eastern Gate would be the name of the tavern, because it's right next to the Eastern Gate of the city. So
Yeah.
logically,
It's branding, you know? Where's the Eastern Gate Tavern? Gee, where do you think?
By the West Gate.
I'd say probably right there at the Eastern Gate. You have the Eastern Gate. You have the black barrel. And you have the third tavern, which the sign is kind of a little bit, it's not quite up there. It looks like it was broken in the conflict of the city.
Just says third tavern.
But that tavern, from what the sign says, you can read something about iron cups.
That's definitely a brothel.
I'm hesitant for the.
Why is that a brothel?
hesitant for the black one just because it's black. The
Black Heart.
the black heart.
I tell you what. I'm not gonna pick. You guys gotta pick. I've been to all of them. You gotta pick.
I'll just start.
Where'd you get the money
stomping.
to stay in all them taverns?
I'm just gonna start stomping
I
my way
come
towards
here
the
all
eastern
of
gate.
the time.
I'm sorry, it'd actually be the Western Gate.
Okay,
Sure, the
fine.
western side
We'll
of the
go
city.
to the
I looked
western.
at the map
I'll
wrong.
just start walking towards the western one.
No. We're gonna traverse the entire city to get to the Eastern Gate Tavern.
I mean, technically,
Yeah, we
that's
go
the
to
direction we need to go tomorrow, anyways.
All right, so in the Western Gate, the tavern has probably a mixture. It looks like a mixture of themings. This tavern's obviously very old, because when the outer facade looks like, it looks like some of the older buildings in the city itself, but then inside it has a very like newer feel to it. Like a lot of the fixtures, the bar's newer, the table's newer.
It's been renovated.
It's also pretty clean for a tavern, like right outside the gates.
Well, that's a good sign.
So it means it either means they do really well or they are the worst tavern in the city.
Fantastic.
But the crowd inside tells you it's definitely not that they're the worst tavern.
We actually just showed up on their grand reopening.
Apparently. All right, who wants to talk first?
Well, apparently we should ask the regular.
Dia walks over to the bar, just ignoring them. First and foremost, I need a shot of whiskey.
Oh, that sounds like a
10.
good idea.
It's
Saddle
like
up
10
next
in the morning.
to him.
What's wrong with you two?
It's not in the morning. It's heading towards the evening.
Yeah, shot of whiskey, put it on his tab.
Pay for your own damn drink.
The bartender will look at you both and say, well, we don't do tabs right now, so it's 5 silver.
It's 5 silver on the counter.
I'll put 6 as a tip.
Kind of tip his hat a little bit and pour you guys 2 shots. And look at the last person there, probably hesitate for a second because he has to look down. Do you...
Can you break a...
Like that mental check, like, is it a child? Do I offer it alcohol? It's not a child.
I have facial... Sir, I can understand your confusion. I have facial hair.
I've seen some children with facial hair in this city, so it's not the first
Dwarfish
time.
children have facial hair.
I was gonna make that joke, but I didn't want to accidentally beat Doric.
Looks at Doric. Aren't dwarves born with facial hair?
I mean, it really
know.
depends.
Everyone I've ever known.
It depends who you talk to, because, you know, some of them
talking
do,
to you.
and then there's some that aren't, and there's some that grow into it, and then, you know... I mean, it's a good sign if there's one, if you got a full beard coming out. Sometimes it's hard to tell, though.
So what I'm hearing is sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
I was fully expecting him to just be like, that's how you tell if it's a boy or a girl. The girls have the beard, the boys don't.
I was just about to make a joke about him having a female dwarf friend as an orphan that had a beard.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sure it was lug and luxurious.
Thick and curly.
Yeah, so the bartender did ask if you wanted anything guy before he...
Not right now, but I appreciate the offer.
Alright, so he's going to take the coins and give you both your drinks, and then he's going to head off further on down the bar for somebody else waving a hand.
Oh, we should have asked him for a room.
No, you wait. Drink your drink first.
He throws back the shot.
Is 5 silver a lot for a shot of whiskey?
Not really.
I didn't think so.
Sure.
Whiskey's kind of expensive.
Well, yeah. Well, they're getting over a war, so I figure the prices might be elevated.
Or by the fact that this is one of the only taverns fully intact, they might not have had their stocks destroyed.
So what I'm hearing is they're a monopoly.
Opportunity!
Downs the shot, flips the cup upside down on the countertop.
Doesn't that mean you're done drinking?
That's to get the bartender to come back to collect the glass.
Oh,
Oh, I'll do the same
Not-
thing then.
Ma told me you do that with a teacup when you're done drinking. It's a polite way. It's a polite way of refusing more tea.
It's kind of what we're doing, but it's mainly to get the bartender's attention without yelling his bartender across the bar. It's being polite to the bartender.
I did notice that he seems annoyed with that fella on the other end of the bar doing that exact same thing you're trying not to do.
So yeah, he'll come back over, take the glasses.
Do you have any rooms available right now?
I do not. Large influx of people here. You're going to be hard pressed to find a tavern with space.
Figured as much.
Well, that was my idea.
You might be luckier off on the eastern side of the city, but not this side.
Do you know where we could, if anybody has a free stable room? Just in case that doesn't pan out.
I'm gonna lean in.
You'd have to talk to the stable keepers.
I'm gonna lean in and put a gold on the table and slide over. Have you got the door we can barter?
Oh my god.
I think Guy just facepalms a little bit. I learned my lesson from last time. I didn't actually facepalm and make my face sting for 30 minutes.
The bartender kind of looked at you confused.
You have to excuse our friend. He spent, I think, 1,000 years inside a tower or something. I don't think he's been outside.
All my doors are attached to rooms and the kitchens, so I mean, that's all I got.
Are you sure? And I'll slide a second piece of gold over.
Oh my god.
Do you have a privy out back? And follow-up question: does it have a lock?
No to both of those.
Fair enough. I think that answers your question, Doric.
Oh, so he's gonna.
Does he
I
take
don't
the
have a
gold?
spare. He's gonna be like, I don't have a spare door, but I might know somebody who does.
Like a loose door?
Who the fuck just has a door laying around?
So, well, so out of character, there was a battle recently, so probably somebody who lost the four walls and the roof. It's a really damn well built door, but the rest of it was just thrown up in a day.
It's like those old houses that you go by. There's just that chimney standing there. There's just that door just still there instead of the chimney.
This is what I get for hiring cheap Terra mages to build my house. The only thing that's still standing is the gosh darn door.
Yeah, the bartender will say he doesn't have any spare, but he might know somebody who does.
And where might we find them?
I swear to God, Dorg, if you slide a third gold for this question.
So we kind of thinking, it's hard telling.
I'll slide a third gold.
So you go, what are you gonna do, a guy?
Another face palm, just rubbing his face.
So yeah, the bartender's gonna pocket the 3 gold. And he says, "You want to go speak to Albert on the south side of the city? So that one of the carpenters remaking some of the doors for the houses."
Right. Let's go
Feels
find
just
out.
like rubbing the bridge of his nose.
And I'll hop down off of the stool. What was your name?
The easiest 3 gold of your life.
Yeah, that could buy like a chicken, I'm pretty sure. You just spend a chicken on finding out that doors exist.
Finding out that carpenters make doors.
Yeah.
Money is not important to him.
Money's a little important.
He has zero
I know you grew up in a
concept
place-
of it.
I know you grew up in a place that didn't have to pay taxes, but money goes a long way, friend.
I really hope you subtracted 3 gold.
Oh, I
off your
did.
sheet,
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Like one at a time as I slid them across the table. Yes. Yes. I had 12 gold. I have 9.
Gotcha. I think you also asked the bartender for his name,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, name's Jake.
Hey,
Never met anybody by that name.
hey.
Yeah, we're fairly common in this region.
Is it short for something? Like Jakob.
Jacobella.
My parents never told me if it was short for anything. They just called me Jake.
Oh,
I guess they called me Jacob if they were upset with me, but
is this just a random human dude, by the way? Okay.
yes.
racist kid. No.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Here's another gold for telling me your name, stranger. I'm crying.
Theo has gone from rubbing the bridge of his nose to rubbing his temples.
Do you know how?
Yeah, so since you guys are getting up, he's like, okay, thank you kindly for your business, and clean this spot for somebody else. He's gonna start cleaning the area of the bar.
Next time I'm in, I'll order something. He seemed busy. Bye.
And as we're walking out, I'll look and go, see, not everyone hates me. I'm pretty sure he likes me.
I think most people like you if you just slide 3 gold over like it's nothing.
For a normal ass question.
What color's the sky today? Here's a gold.
I just wanted the honest truth. I knew if I paid him, he'd be quicker.
And you
Now,
learned that
how-
a carpenter makes doors.
Now,
We also
how
learned
embarrassing-
where he is.
Yeah,
And his
told you
name's
that.
Alan.
all right. Well,
Alan the Carpenter.
suppose you technically got a connection with the carpenter, but also you're gonna feel real foolish if he was lying.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna laugh.
Oh, if he lied, I might be going back for my gold.
It's not even a bartender. It's some random guy.
Hey, what are you doing behind the bar?
Don't listen to crazy old Jacob.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, he probably just made like 3 times his daily wage right there. He probably just told his boss to quit.
Oh,
Great googly moogly, what is happening?
I love that commercial.
Oh, jeez.
Doodly doo, doodly doo.
Doodly-doo, let's go find Alan.
Theo's just in for the ride at this point. It's like, you know what? They're going to do what they want. I'm just going to keep them alive.
Alright, see, it sounds like Doric's leading you all to the south side of the city.
I don't think we trust Doric right now.
Name one wrong step I've made since we got here.
3 gold for a to ask where the carpenter is.
No. 1 gold to ask to borrow a door.
That's true.
A 2nd gold asking the exact same question.
A 3rd gold to ask what his name is and where he could find a door. Can we name this episode Brilliant Financial Decisions?
No, I think I already have the name for this episode.
Uh-huh.
Swindling.
Self-swindled.
Hold on, that's not even swindled. That's because the bartender didn't do anything.
Fools with disposable income.
So yeah, as you head to the south side of the city, here's what it sounds like you're going.
Yeah, apparently.
I will cast no direction.
You kind of notice.
Know which way to go.
Dale's not helping anymore.
You head down to this. As you head to the south side of the city, it thins out from the kind of like after a couple blocks, kind of thins out from the taverns and the like tailors and different shops. It thins out from a lot of those kind of establishments into more housing. Oh, excuse me. And then as you keep going south, you start seeing partially destroyed buildings with scaffolding being put up around them. And you get all the way down to the south wall, and you haven't seen any sign for carpenters.
I'm beginning to think he lied.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to get the crazy person out of his bar.
Well, he could have
Like I
asked you
said,
more
the carpenter's
politely.
office was down here. He just said the carpenter was down here.
We should have asked what he looked like. Not. I'm just gonna start. Alan, Alan the carpenter.
I feel like at this rate, Look at this rate. Theo's gonna have permanently altered his eyebrows from all the rubbing of his face he does.
An aneurysm.
I think it's gonna be. He's gonna be very much like the scene with Sokka in the cave.
With the no, that's gonna be the guy. That's gonna be literally me. That's gonna be actually me, the player, not the character.
At the exit of that cave of love, where he just has the permanent.
What happened to
you?
So yeah, about every block I am yelling for Alan the Carpenter.
I think with every time you yell, after the third time of you yelling Alan, guy's gonna inch further and further away from you. Because I assume there's other people around.
Yeah, a lot of workers, a lot of people building and stuff.
How did you find that?
Give a perception check.
Right. 10.
Okay. You guys can also roll perception checks.
Can I also roll a 1 second. Can I roll a society to see if there's any guards who look like they're gonna arrest the shouting man?
Sure, you can do that too.
Okay, so my perception is 21, and my society is, wow, what a waste of a natural 20. It's a 24.
So with the perceptions, nobody seems to look over at the yell, look over, but nobody seems to like that sort of look like, yes, what do you want? It's just kind of like who is this crazy man? But with that really high society roll, you do notice a guard somebody in O'Brien uniform taking notice of the yelling dwarf.
More inching away from Doric.
I am oblivious, continuing to yell out.
Hey, Theo.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get arrested.
Ah!
Theo
laughs out loud.
Do we? What do we do if he gets arrested? Do we just leave him here?
Is there a guard somewhere nearby? Theo starts looking for the guard.
Chester's with his face to where the guard is. Is the guard
walk over to the guard? Hey, we were told we could find Alan the Carpenter down here.
Alan!
He's not from the city. I'm sorry for him.
Face
He's
palms.
lived in a monastery all his life.
I feel like those are the number one words Theo says is, I'm sorry for fill in the blank.
Listen,
So the guard's gonna look up as you approach. He says, "I don't know any Alan Carpenters down here, but
his middle name is the Carpenter.
If your
Another
friend
face
doesn't quiet down, I will have to book him for drunk and disorderly."
I'm
hear
not
that?
drunk.
Shut up.
You're disorderly.
is he drunk? I know he said.
Or disturbing the peace, whichever you prefer, if you keep it
That
up.
I am doing. And I'll shut up.
I'm sorry to bother you. Is there a carpenter in charge of this section over here for the rebuilding?
I'd assume so, though I don't know who it would be.
He looks back at Doric. I'm pretty sure you just lost 3 gold. For no reason.
I bet his name wasn't even Jake.
Probably didn't work at the bar.
Fun fact: the phrase "It's all Jake" means everything's fine. That's an out-of-character fun fact for everybody.
Is there anybody just randomly carrying a door to a construction site?
Well, the 2 movers with the pane of glass, but instead it's a door?
Yeah.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
How much for your door?
No. This is to the guard.
Oh.
This was his bumpkin voice, and then clearing his throat, and then being a little bit more socially aware. Excuse me, sir.
What is it?
Might you be aware of any ne'er-do-wells in the area we should keep an eye out for while we're in the city?
Theo points at Doric.
Besides our companion, who is, albeit a mite sheltered and quite boisterous.
I have not committed any crimes.
You are absolutely disturbing the peace,
If
which,
anything,
as
I'm
far
a
as we're aware,
victim.
is a crime. Besides our companion.
So I would like you guys, when you guys mentioned the name Jake, give me.
Is it diplomacy? Society?
I think I want to do a society to see if this guard reacts.
Society. Ooh, am I good at this? Let me find out.
I am
22.
not.
Neither.
That is an 8.
Well, I know we live in
I got a
one.
flat 14.
I got a 18 plus 4, 22.
God.
Okay, so the only person that's going to catch it is going to be Guy. At the mention of Jake, the bartender, the guard stifles a laugh.
Doric, my friend, I believe perhaps you have been unintentionally swindled.
Played yourself.
Yes.
Can I fill out a police report? He stole money from me.
No.
You gave him money. You said,
I
"Do you know
gave
where I
him
can
money
find
and
it?"
he gave me bad information.
I also
That's
have
a crime.
Information.
Doric,
He never said it was true.
Doric, my companion, I also have a bridge I would like to sell you.
Where is it?
I think the guard's going to look and he's going to be like, it sounds like a standard transaction for services and or goods for cash. So
Guy, I don't need a bridge. I need a door.
Well, you didn't keep the receipt.
Oh my god, he was playing with you about the bridge.
the guards be like, all right, I need to get back on my patrol.
All right, well,
You keep it down there.
Yes, sir.
we'll try our best to keep him in line. Thank you for the information, sir.
The guard's going to walk away shaking his head.
Do you know how badly I wanted to be like, wait, what's your name?
Guard 2.
Jake. It's
How
all
many
Jake.
NPCs
Everybody's
can we
named
make
Jake.
him name? How many NPC names can we make Silver come up with this episode?
The fun surprise is that was actually the bartender in disguise, but none of us rolled high enough in our perception.
I'm halfway tempted to yell after him, hey, what's your name? But I'm going to hold off because he told me to stop yelling.
Well, I will tell you a slight spoiler for how many NPC names can I come up with. I have a name generator in another window.
Oh,
so
well,
And the first one, and the first one that came up was Jake, or are you messing with
That
me?
is a statistical...
I did that to mess
I
with
was
you.
like,
Okay.
Statistically, the probability.
Well, it was in the top 3 most popular boys'
All right.
names in America in the early 2000s.
We're not in America.
No, we're not.
Mr. Game Master.
Yes.
Supply wise, do we currently have what we need to get to the where the Nomad Clan's current camp is, or do we need to supply up first?
How many rations do
You
you
haven't had to use rations this entire journey.
Yeah, because you keep finding food for us.
Yes, but we're going to the
That's
desert
correct. He does
soon.
have some.
Well, 7. I have 7 rations.
I've got
I have each
5.
of the rations.
I've got 5.
I have.
I had all those steaks, but I gave them to Fritz.
I have 7 rations.
I think Rats ate some.
Well,
of
to
mine.
go straight shot across the mountains there, you're looking at. Let me just count up here.
It's only 50 miles.
I would say I'd actually probably bump that
Yeah.
to 60 because it does kind of partially cross 2 there. So it's like a 3-day journey to go across the mountain range there.
Oh, wait, we're not going in them? Y'all want to go over 'em?
Isn't there a tunnel?
No, you go. It's a mine tunnel to get to the mountains, and then once you're into the mountains, you walk over the top of them.
I was.
What about the other
I was
mine tunnel?
assuming it was much like What is it? Moria.
It's kind of like an isolated mountain range.
Moria.
I was thinking it was like the channel.
If only. Oh, I wonder if there's.
So I will say one person in your party would know what is underneath the mountains if you decide to go under the mountain.
Is it Theodore?
I would assume so, because I fucking lived there.
It wasn't me.
Turns out it's Doric.
And you're 2 days after you leave the mountain to get to Duneholm.
So, 5-day journey. It's like a day to get to the mountains.
So, or you could take the road, which is longer, but you also pass through another town.
But there's another town. Oh.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, I see it. No, I see
There's
it. I see
a
it.
town
Yeah.
right there.
I see it.
But halfway between Iron Lake and Dunehold, there's a smaller town that's big enough to be on the map, but not like a big name.
Theo, you know how to craft things, right?
Jewelry and stuff with stone.
So not a door.
No. Oh my god.
Doric, maybe
We
you could
can
pay some.
wait.
Doric,
We
maybe
can
you
wait
could
to go back to the tavern. It's fine.
maybe you could pay someone a few more gold to teach you how to make a doorknob. This is completely a joke. Please don't take me at face value.
All right. We should have the rations to get to either the nomad camps or I don't know the name of the city that's outside. He knows there's a city there. I personally don't know the name of it. So, or we go around the long way and we hit the city in the forest.
Well, I'll definitely be able to find us a bunch of food in the forest.
You know the area, so I guess I'll defer to you, Theo.
I'm asking y'all what y'all want to do. I could care less either way. We could go under the mountain. I honestly don't know if y'all want to.
What's under the mountain?
You don't want to know.
Is it more mountain?
It would
If
feel
it's
homely
under
for
the
me.
mountain, why would it be more mountain?
Because it's still continuous part of the mountain.
Theo's just like, why did I even ask?
Like the roots of a tree are technically still tree.
Well, the roots of the mountain are still the mountain.
Yeah. Is it like another lake under the mountain?
I vote we go through the mountains so I can check on my clan because those fuckhead cultists seemed like they were headed that way after they grabbed my ass. So,
When you say clan, do you mean the orc clan?
Are
yes,
you sure
what
you
else
want
would
to
I be?
bring this one around?
Guy,
Or
this is a
there's-
perfect operation for you.
They've dealt with worse than him. Trust me, it's okay.
I vote the
Honestly,
mountains
they'd probably
too.
find him funny.
I mean, it sounds like worst case scenario. They might beat him up.
They might make him sleep with the goats.
Like figuratively or literally.
Like, they would be his pillows.
Oh.
Oh, thank God, I'm still a virgin.
I was half expecting Theo to just shrug and walk away.
Oh boy. Alright, well, I guess we can go meet your clan. That'll be...
I do want to stop at a weapon shop while we're here.
Are you still trying to get rid of the flail?
I'm just trying to see if someone will either have the money to give me money for it or an equivalent piece to trade it for. I am not
Could
good
have
with
traded it
two-headed
for a
birds.
door.
Well, what?
Full stop on Jake's thought right
I'm
there.
ignoring the door comments. This thing is worth 500 gold. I am not trading it for a fucking door.
God, but now I'm just imagining a shield that's also a door.
I mean, 500 gold door. That's gonna be the best door ever
Bitch is
made.
made
Or-
of diamond.
Or it's one that Doric bought.
It's just a fucking straw door.
It's made out of thatch.
It's just a jar.
It's just
with
a
door
single.
handle in it.
It's the door from that one show. You know what I'm talking about, where the door handle is painted on. Go ahead and open the door. Okay.
Does the door have to be big enough for us to pass through?
You were not given specific instructions, so
Just needed to have.
So we can find a dollhouse. No, it doesn't take a key. Never mind.
All right.
All right.
We
So
don't actually need to go back to the tavern. We can camp outside. It's not going to kill us.
yeah, I don't mind camping outside. The stars are nice. I wonder what
We're
they
not
look
going to
like.
be attacked by trees this time, Doric. It's fine.
Remember when I pretended I didn't see the tree?
We all do, yes.
Wait, you pretended?
You didn't know he was pretending
Oh.
not to see it?
I
Anything?
don't know when
The
he's
jig's up.
lying or telling the truth ever.
I'm not a very good liar, Doric.
And I'm not a good truth wait. I don't.
Doric.
I have low intelligence.
Doric,
at least you admit
Yes.
it.
Yes, guy.
you remind me of a goat we used to have back home.
What is it?
I
with
mean
you
that in the
goats?
nicest way I can. What? What does it mean? I lived on a goat farm.
Did we both farm goats?
Yeah, remember when you mentioned you farm goats and I went, oh, you get me.
Well, I'm glad you two could bond over your love of goats.
I never said I like the creatures. They're disgusting. But we heard them.
Well, I would hope you have ears.
I'm ignoring
Face
that
palm.
one. We're going to the weapon store.
Dork will try to
We're
say
gonna head into either like a high-end blacksmith or a high-end weapon dealer or something.
You could roll for me.
Yes.
My brain's like, how many of these high-end weapons and stuff would still be in the city after it was attacked?
Could always take it.
Well,
Yeah.
it not necessarily has to be like a high, maybe a blacksmith that's well known for like making high-end weaponry or something that refuses to leave the city or some shit.
Yeah, but like, how many of those were elves?
He's looking for an accountant just to buy it. They want to take
best
the flail out for the
blacksmiths
weekends.
What about a
Best
rich
blacksmiths that
diplomat?
knows are orcs.
Yeah, but there's not really a whole lot of orcs that live in the city. It was primarily an elven city before the Obreyans attacked.
Can I find a pet shop?
No.
We don't need another mouth to feed.
Nah, I was hoping to find like a chicken to send to the family.
You would not find a chicken in a city pet shop.
Not for
Just
an
send your
elfin
family
pet
money,
shop.
tell them to use it to buy chickens. Because then you don't have to worry about shipping.
Yeah, but if I just send it through the... That's a good point. I forgot the tavern door doesn't work that way. The chicken might end up in the lake. Yeah, but the money might end up in the lake. I don't know how to do this.
I just wanted to see you walk into your room and there's the window where you see into your home and you just throw the chicken at the window, assuming that...
No, I'm not. Guy isn't Doric.
I'll try it for you.
Jeez.
So while you guys were standing here bickering and arguing and talking about
No, we're not
things,
standing. We're obviously moving.
Yeah, Theo's definitely moving.
Okay,
while we're
standing.
talking.
standing, walking, making a bunch of fuss, etc.,
Quietly.
etc., etc.
We're three
Yeah,
stooges.
not to attract the attention of the guard, but not stealthily.
We're definitely three
There were
stooges.
three. Yes,
Yeah,
I
wise
wanna-
guy.
I want to be curly.
You're definitely Mo.
I'm Mo?
Yeah, I know.
I'm the serious one? Are you sure about that?
A joke within a joke.
All right. So we're walking.
So as you've been walking through the city here, you start. So which direction did you head?
East. I mean,
Head to the
towards
east.
the eastern gates, yeah.
Northeast.
So as you get back into the busier portions of the city itself, the crowd it starts to be more of a crowd. Kind of, people kind of bump into you, jostle you a little bit, just because it's a bigger crowd, so it's harder to move on the streets. There's a bit more damage from the buildings. Some of these buildings are still not in the process of being repaired, but they are. They have people like going through making sure that they're like trying to assess what the damages are to rebuild them.
So I have to buy a dagger or something.
Do you not have a weapon now?
I have a sling.
You also have a hatchet for some reason
have
on
a-
your sheet. I don't know if that's something you actually actively have
It's
or
not,
not.
no.
No, that was the one Theo let him borrow, but immediately wanted back.
Yes.
It's a goblin hatchet.
I've got an extra.
It was a
light
goblin
hammer,
axe.
but it's not like.
It's a hatchet to Theo.
Hey, I have a question. Would the goblin hatchet technically have been an axe for Guy?
You know what's really funny?
What?
Oh man, Guy, how tall is Guy again?
2 foot 11 and
please
3
tell me
quarters.
that the kids were taller than him.
If they were fully grown, yes, they would be taller than him.
2 foot 11 and 3 quarters, but he tells everybody he's 3 feet.
I get that joke.
Yeah.
I bet you on his dating profile he says he's 3'1".
No. That's his athletics profile. He's 3'2"
Oh.
to intimidate the other team.
Alright. We gotta find. Let's just hurry up and get out of here.
Yeah, I got my only melee weapon stolen. I got caltrops. That's something, but
Hey,
And
you're
do a
going to a
blacksmith
blacksmith. You're good.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah.
Weapon store of some kind.
And Theo
Yeah.
will have lots of money.
I'm not sharing my money with you, dude.
I don't need your money.
Hey, to be fair, I helped kill the scorpions that made you some of that money.
You almost died to those scorpions.
But I didn't.
Because I killed them.
Yeah, but listen. Shut up.
Yeah, so you're able to find a blacksmith to get your weapons and armor and whatever you want to buy. There's like this combo shop. It's like these two different shops kind of share a wall where there's one side sells armor, one side sells weapons, and there's a if you want to get fancy and get a bow or something, there's like a bower.
Power
Oh,
eater.
year.
That's something. Boyer, thank you. Like just on the around the corner from that building.
Are any of you good with a bow? You might want to look into that. Because then you get to stay away from the fight and still hurt things.
I have a sling.
I've got a crossbow.
Are you trying to be David and Goliath?
I don't know who that is. I'm unfamiliar with that tale. No, sir. This is just my starting equipment.
Must be an orcish tale.
Alright. I don't know what Doric needs. He's looking at the shopkeep for the weapon side.
Oh, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm just here along for the ride.
My halfling friend here needs a melee weapon. I would like to see about trading this for something equivalent or as close as you can get it. Got an adamantine flail.
Don't forget it's got a rune.
I've got it.
All right.
Preferably something one-handed, if you have it.
I definitely have one-handed weapons, but I don't know if anything in the category of adamantine or in the equivalence of.
What about close to it, and we'll settle on the difference? Would that work?
Yeah, I mean, got a little bit of everything, so. Yeah, they have a little bit of everything for the different weapons and whatnot. Whatnots.
How
That's
much would a better dagger cost?
Better dagger price?
Hey, I don't have that in front of my face. I can Google if you want.
Great googly moogly.
Yeah, it's so fun to say.
You should buy a frying pan.
No, I'm not being Samwise.
But yeah, so this shop, they have swords, axes, kind of a little bit of everything. Mostly swords and axes. A lot of their bigger weapons have either been purchased or like they're not fully finished yet. There's a couple on like the back rack that like there's like a big spear that still has the tip of the spear is not there, or like a sword that's missing the hilt, stuff like that.
Wouldn't have it happen any enchanted weapons or anything, would you?
I might.
But what about enchanted shields?
This thing does have a rune, ancient rune on it. I have no idea what it does. I haven't been able to figure that out yet, but it's nature based.
Okay, I
found it in one of the old
can
runes.
probably find something. Oh, and one of the old what kind of ruins?
You're gonna think I'm crazy because we went in there. One of the old towers.
Oh, really? You're able to go inside one of the old towers? I've never heard of that. Anybody doing that?
Let's just say it was luck. Honestly, I don't know how we made it out. Looks when he says I don't know how they made it out, looks directly at Guy because of his damn frozen slime thing.
Yeah, but I wasn't eaten by the plant.
It tried to take the Club of Forgotten Knowledge.
The Club of Forgotten Knowledge is just a book.
No, it's just a
An
book
old
behind
book.
it.
Oh,
Hey, Doric. Why don't you see if they could fix your club?
Fix my what?
Your club. It's getting a little
It's
frayed
book.
on the
I
end.
would need to go to like a library, not a.
Yeah, but it's a weapon shop. They might have glue. Do you have glue?
I'll wait till Theo finishes his bit.
No, that's fine.
Gets
Not
his
for
business
books, no.
conducted.
He looks at both of them. If there's enough extra for something that y'all want in here after I get whatever weapon I need to get, I will gladly pay for your weapon so long as it keeps you fuckers alive.
I told you he'd pay for this. I whisper to the guy.
I don't like you this close
This is
to
the
my
one and only
ear.
time.
Is there a shield that's...
Well, it might be a good idea because I don't really have a whole lot that would come up to the value of adamantine. So
Is there a shield that's big enough where if Guy crouches, he can get full cover with it on his back?
Yeah, it's called a buckler.
The biggest thing with this, me bringing y'all this, is if I can get enough equivalent, like enough stuff out of it after trading it to y'all, you can melt it down and sell the adamantine ore for whatever materials y'all need.
Yeah, but also the rune might be important. I think I'm only proficient with daggers and hatchets and clubs.
If you're a halfling, you're also proficient with frying pans.
Am I actually?
Is that actually a thing?
Yes. Look
Is
it
it
up.
actually?
It actually is. I looked it up.
What kind of damage is a frying pan? Because I will 100% become the Iron Chef.
I wasn't joking when I put it in the chat, man.
Oh, jeez.
Do you have any frying pans?
Yeah, it's under simple weapons, I think, is where it was.
No.
I will say this shop would not have frying pans because this shop is a weapon shop. That would typically be in a different kind of.
You're telling me they don't have any frying pans where you can cook your meals and
No,
clobber your enemies at the same time?
This blacksmith specifically makes weapons of the human variety.
The human variety. So if I get a dagger, it's almost a short sword.
No, there's weapons that are smaller, but like it's like the typical fare that humans would have. There's not going to be any. Like, what I mean by that is there's not going to be any dwarven special weapons or any elvish special weapons.
Yeah.
It's human weapons.
Are you telling me that war frying pans exist out there? Potentially at a halfling
I don't
show?
know.
A cast iron skillet's already a fucking weapon of mass destruction, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We've been over this.
The only frying pan I see in the item list is a frying pan. So.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat on Foundry.
What I'm hearing is that somewhere in the world, Silver, you need to make a magic frying pan.
Alright, I need a dagger for the little one here.
I'm a perfect 3 feet tall.
Yeah, our 5-year-old orc children are taller than that. I need...
Get owned.
whatever one weapon, and you point at Doric, one weapon that he wants.
Ooh.
He just gets another club and tapes the Club of Forgotten Knowledge to it.
What if I want to have him work on the Club of Forgotten
I would-
Knowledge? Would it? Like, seriously?
It's a weapon shop.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
bookbinder.
No.
I would like a longsword or a spear or something. Maybe a glaive would be nice. It's one-handed.
Glaives are one-handed in Pathfinder?
Most staff-based weapons can be used one-handed.
Glaive is a two-handed. I just looked it up.
Is?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yep.
I think they only have war glaives in Pathfinder.
Then spear or longsword.
Can I buy a gun?
I believe Silver said they technically exist, but they're very expensive and rare.
Okay. Well, an air repeater's only 5 gold.
What?
Yeah, that's at standard price. This is not going to be standard price.
No.
Theo's flush. He
You're
said
not
one
getting a
weapon.
Alright, you owe me 150 gold after we take the...
I will take tabs. I swear to God.
Or a flintlock. Oh, a musket.
No guns. You don't need a gun.
The closest thing they'd probably have to a gun would be, like, in this shop, would probably be like an arquebus. So big boom, black powder, bang, possibly blows up in your hand situation.
Wait, a blunderbuss?
Wait, what if I wanted
An
What if I wanted
arquebus.
bombs? That would not be the right place for it.
No, that'd be more of an alchemist.
If they didn't have the specific shield from a specific game, they're not going to have the specific bomb from a specific game.
Nope, don't put firearms.
There is no shields or weapons that may or may not be trademarked by a little-known company that starts with an N and ends with a doe.
Ooh, there's the
they're-
halfling sling staff.
Pardon?
Not here.
Oh, yeah. And also that same company is known for making playing cards.
Okay. So tell me what you got.
Yeah, what do they have?
Well, I mean, longswords. There's just a bunch of longswords.
Well, he asked about enchanted weapons too.
So for enchanted, he does have to have he would have a enchanted longsword. Let me do that. I need to go with a thing here. Bum. Will it let me do it on this? No, it won't. I have to do it on the thing. So pull it through here real fast.
What's the enchantment?
Let me build this thing then.
So, and while you're building that, Theo's just going to go over some like math stuff. All right. So the guy in Barrier said without knowing the enchantment, he would value this thing at like 500 gold. The longsword, whatever dagger he picks, whatever weapon the dwarf picks, and see how much is left. I may buy a new shield. I don't know.
I have a silly question. Do
What's your silly
boomerangs
question?
exist, and are halflings proficient in them?
Yes, but when you throw it, you have to say, crikey!
I just have to say boomerang.
Well, there goes our 3 Australian listeners.
We actually have Australian listeners.
We do, actually.
Yes.
Hello.
I really like Australia, and I apologize.
I'm sorry that
If I had to live anywhere else, y'all would be my next place.
So for longswords, there are 2 that are ruined. One has a +1 potency to it. The other has a striking to it.
what's striking?
There is not one that has both.
What's striking?
+1 potency and +1 striking.
What
Yep.
does that mean?
So a standard striking rune is double damage dice.
Oh,
A potency rune +1 is a +1 to hit.
I'm going to take the striking.
so is
I
the
have a pretty high to hit. So.
is the +1 to hit also +1 damage flat, or is it just a +1 to hit?
It's a +1 to
Okay.
hit. So he's going to tell you for the longsword will be 75 gold.
75 gold. He's just doing some math.
Are there any enchanted daggers? I'm not going to use it. Is there an enchanted sling?
Is there,
I said,
what?
is there an enchanted sling? I already know the answer. The answer is no. Why would there be at a blacksmith shop?
There could be enchanted sling bullets.
Yeah, but those don't enchanted sling bullets stop being enchanted after a single use? Listen,
You caught me.
This is
Fun fact: Halfling sling staff is a giant Kabuto slingshot. By the way,
yes. Also, I want all of our listeners to be aware that for the most part, enchanted ammunition is a ripoff unless you can get it for free.
I wouldn't say that.
Unless it's something special like Dragon Slayer or something. If it's just +1,
It's useful. It's situationally useful.
most of it is useless. A +1 arrow of walloping.
As Conquer's Bad for Day once said, for the specific items you can pick up in certain levels, it's context sensitive.
yeah.
I stand by my statement. That's my hot take.
If anybody gets the joke about context sensitive, I love you.
That's my hot take, though. Everybody gets
I'll
one.
take the sword. Honestly, I wish you had a hand crossbow, but I'd probably have to go to the bowyer for that.
That'd be correct.
I've got that. I can give you a hand crossbow.
Not for me. You point the guy.
Oh.
So, are there any boomerangs?
Boomerang would technically be made out of wood.
You can get like one with metal tips.
It's silver to silver boomerang.
It's still made out of wood. This blacksmith does not sell things made of wood,
This blacksmith.
other than like
does-
the handles.
Other than what?
Other than like the specific components that would be like handles, hilts, like stuff that's specifically made out of wood. That's what he has. He does not have random.
All right.
things
In that
made out
line
of
of
wood.
thought, does he have a bola? I'm not going full Australian. I just think a bola would be more useful than a net or anything I could do that's not magic.
I would say he probably would have some bolas.
Sweet.
You can take some bolas. It's fine. I will pay for the bolas.
Okay.
Bolos, whatever we'll call them.
Bolo's a tie.
Bolos are 5 silver apiece.
How many do you want?
3.
Okay.
Are you still getting a dagger?
Yeah, go ahead and get the dagger. Too.
Sure.
No, go ahead and get the dagger. Too.
Yeah.
You never know what.
Are you
to
getting
do.
a standard dagger or are you getting a
Is
fancy
there
dagger?
fancy daggers?
There are fancy daggers.
What kind? Is it the same as the longsword where one's a +1 and one's extra damage?
No. The dagger is only... There's one that is a specific kind of metal.
Go ahead.
Is it
I'll
silver?
take that too.
It's cold iron.
Oh, isn't that
Definitely take that.
like really good against things like spirits and fae?
I'll take the cold iron.
Should.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Doric, do you want anything while we're here?
I mean, I'm not opposed to another hammer, but I also want something that I can do from far away. I'm proficient in Warhammer, so is there any kind of Warhammer stuff? Not the game. I'm
It's
not
hammer
really
time.
good at Warhammer 4000. But
So the cold iron dagger, he will sell it for 50 gold.
Okay.
So we're at 126 gold and 5 silver.
One hand. Do you really want a warhammer? I thought you wanted a ranged weapon.
I know I wanted a ranged weapon. That's the thing, though. And all I've got is the crossbow. What have you got
Are
as
good
far
with
as
regular
range?
bows? Can you use a regular bow?
I mean, I'm not like proficient.
I'm the only one that knows how to use every weapon.
Hang on, I'm proficient in simple. I'm trained in simple weapons.
Simple weapons. I think technically regular bows, regular short bows,
I feel like
fall
they
under simple
are.
weapons.
Let's see. Let me filter. Simple.
I will definitely be trying a bunch of this floundering around out.
Yeah. Just throwing this out there. A flintlock musket is a simple weapon.
You just point and shoot.
Yeah.
What skill does that take?
A hand cannon is a simple weapon.
No.
Um,
I will be the dad of the group at that point. I said,
No, the only weapon we have is something that sounded like blunderbuss, but I didn't hear how it was called.
Acabus or something like that.
Octopus?
I tell you what, I'll
Acrobus.
do. Let's see. Is there a big difference between javelins and like a spear?
Or you could throw a javelin a lot
thrown
better.
weapon. You can't throw a spear really.
Oh,
You
I think
can, but
throw
it's-
a spear.
Uh,
Yeah, you can throw
no.
a spear 20 feet.
Yeah, but you could throw a javelin like 30 feet.
Oh, is a
Yeah,
javelin
To
Javelins
60 feet if you get
are-
good strength, I think.
Javelins say 30.
Javelins are meant to be thrown.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll go with a few javelins if that's cool. Unless he's got something special in him.
Javelin.
Ooh, hold on a second. Do you have throwing hammers?
I do actually have a couple light
I've got a
hammers.
light hammer already.
You can throw those.
Yeah. I don't think they deal as much damage as a javelin though.
No, but if you tie a rope between two of them, you now have a damaging bola. Just dwarven nunchucks.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's so racist.
You know what? I would love another light hammer. I think I'm gonna make dwarven nunchucks.
One light hammer, 2 javelins.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Are you
Guy
gonna-
saying it. That was me making a joke.
And that's what's gonna happen. Congratulations.
Yay!
This is how I roll, unintended.
I'm proud of you.
As long as you guys stay alive, I really don't care at this point, honestly.
Where do you happen to be traveling to after the city?
Oh, we're going to the Nomad clans. My clans. He holds up his shield, shows his clan icon.
Do you also offer credit at the armor shop crossover yonder?
Nope, that is not owned by me.
Unfortunate.
I said weapons. You want armor? It's armor.
No. I was gonna see if they had like a nice hat because it's gonna get hot out. They have armor, right?
I mean,
Do they sell shields at the weapon shop,
but if
or do
you're
they sell shields at the armor shop?
dun dun dun.
Okay.
If you're heading to the mountains, I could. I do have some climbing kits you could purchase to use.
You know, it looks at them too.
Probably a
You
good
might
idea.
need those. I'm used to the shit. They aren't.
Well, I'd still suggest it if you're trying to, depending on where you're traveling up there, because they've been saying the winter kind of ruined some of the paths.
Yeah, 3 for climbing kits then. But how much for the light hammer and 2 javelins?
Oh, I need a javelin there too.
I think the javelin was only like 2 silver.
It's
Everything's raised prices
Well, yeah.
in the city.
also on top of that, the prices that are in the guide never necessarily
Yeah. No,
reflect what the game master says.
yeah, I get that.
They could be cheaper. They could be more expensive.
Let's say for the javelins. You said how many? 2. He would tell you I'll do 2 for 3 silver.
He doesn't have any chain, does he?
That depends what you're trying to use it for.
Light hammer.
To connect the 2 hammers.
Oh, that I wouldn't have a chain for that. I do happen to have a harpoon if you're interested.
Is that just the chain javelin?
Kind of.
I like the. I just like the idea of dwarven nunchucks. I really do. This sounds like a horrible idea that I'm going to embrace.
How much for the light hammer?
The light hammer was 5 silver.
Okay.
I'm a cheap date.
He's like writing all of this down in a little notebook that he pulled out of his pocket.
Are we getting IOUs?
I'm gonna look back over a guy and be like, "Is he gonna make us pay him back? Are we
No,
building
this
a
first time
tab?"
He said he's paying for it.
So,
All right, so 3
127.
climbing kits.
How much are the climbing
I
kits?
think we'll
The
be good.
question is, does he write? What language does he write his
Well,
notes in?
100%
To see if
Orcish.
anybody else.
That's his normal language.
He rates it in Elvish. We all get
That would be
arrested.
The climbing kits were 5 silver each.
Okay, so
He's not marking those up.
128.3. We're up to.
Sounds about right. No. 128.8.
Wait, so we were at 126.5. Then we
Next, the javelins were 3 silver. You didn't count those.
Yeah, there was 2 of them. Right.
Yeah, I've got it all written down. I've been writing it down as he tells me.
I forgot to carry the 3.
It was 3 silver. 3 silver for both javelins.
Let's see.
So they're 1.5 each.
Yeah, so
So 3 climbing kits is 1.5 gold. Plus the light
Correct.
hammer is another. That's total of 2 gold. Plus the javelins, which are 3 gold. So 2.3.
so 1 point. I'm just gonna round it up to 130 gold. So far. Nice even number. I don't have to worry about counting out silvers and shit.
Weren't you looking at maybe a shield?
Unless he has the shields, I have to go to the armor side.
I would have metal shields.
So steel shields, like the one he has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but maybe they have
Correct.
a better steel shield.
I like my shield right now. It's fine. Let's see here. All right. So if I take that away, how much gold would you give me for whatever's left to equal it out?
I'd probably do the 500, and I could offer. So you want to go with? You want to round? So you want to round? Let's see. So if we do the exact
Hold on,
there.
before we do this, do you have you smith some of the stuff here, right? So you have good
Yes.
burning materials.
Why would we need burning?
We're going up in the mountains.
We have torches.
You'll also find a lot better wood for a campfire on the mountain than you will down here.
Right. I was wondering where you get the stuff though.
Down south.
All right.
So as you were saying, so it would leave about 370 after buying this stuff.
The most I can give you in currency right now would be 100, but I can write you a letter of credit that you could take to either the armorer or you could take to one of the banks here in the city.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll take the credit. I'll take the letter of credit.
All right, so you want to go to the 130 and then the rest cut out?
Do 130 if I can get 70 in gold and just make the letter of credit for 300. Nice even number.
Okay.
Like Theo is
I
like
could do
straight
that.
business mode right now.
Yeah, he will go and he'll go behind the counter there. He'll yell into the back room, and a younger individual will step out and he says, "Go get sheets for all of the stuff over there on the table." And he's going to go start gathering the stuff up, and he's going to get the gold out from behind the counter, and he's going to write the letter of credit.
This is a complete opposite of how the episode started. Somebody making money instead of giving it away.
Almost have enough to open my storefront. Or at least have my store started.
Now, with that letter of credit, we could go buy a door.
No.
Were you gonna say gun?
Door.
Just like whispers. Door.
Oh
I would like to cast. I would like to cast a message into Theo.
Just he's still whispering with message door. It's like he can talk normal volume, but he still chose to whisper.
Yeah, so he's gonna do that. So you have your 70 in currency, and then you have your 300 in the credit.
Yeah. And money here.
This is when I show you what the flail was before you sold it, before it gets out of your inventory.
Yes. That'd be cool.
What the rune is?
War flail.
Oh, I wish I had played that with the heart.
Disarm. Nice.
What would it have done?
They're pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's that. Holy shit! Look at the actual price if I had gotten the rune set up.
Yeah. Yeah, what was the rune? For the audience at home.
Hold on.
I will tell you, for the audience at home, the rune was a striking rune, so it would have done 2d10 damage.
Ouch!
On top of the.
It's
On
got-
top
it's-
of.
Flails are terrifying, by the way.
That's
And they also have a bunch of multiple, they have a bunch of additive things
Well, you
here.
can,
It's, you can disarm with them, you can do sweep attacks, trip attacks.
Can you do a sweep attack where you hit more than one person?
That's what the sweep attack
Yes.
is. Yes.
Oh, I thought sweep. I thought
That's off your
sweep
sheet.
attack was like for feet.
Goodbye, Warflame.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Wow, that ghost is gonna be haunting your ass.
He never said he was going to keep the damn thing.
No, but the ghost is like, I hope it treats you well.
It is.
Apparently,
is
it
treating me well.
treated you to dinner.
It is very much treating me well.
Also, the total value of that flail was rather
It was
terrifying.
500 without the rune, and since that's a good rune, I'm assuming it's probably like 800. 1,000?
Sure. It's still low.
Ha!
I feel
2,000?
very poor all of a sudden.
How much is it? No, just for the audience at home, so we can
1745.
swindled. Episode name swindled.
Apparently, hey Theo, I only lost 3 gold.
I mean, you don't know how much you lost.
The only one-
Theo didn't want to spend the time to
Yeah.
identify the rune.
I know,
He knew
yeah.
it was worth at least 500, which is significantly more than any weapon he's ever owned.
So the one who lost the least amount of money is Guy. He lost 2 silvers worth of shit.
And a dagger.
Technically, he didn't lose anything because it was free.
Yeah, and he gained 50 gold worth of dagger.
Oh.
Because it was free.
All right. Everybody got what they need.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. After he gets the letter of credit. Now, does this have to be redeemed at this city, or could it be redeemed in any city?
It can be any city within the O'Brien territory.
Well, that narrows it down
so
quite a
Iron
bit.
Lake Barrier, or I can't remember the name of the capital city.
Fort
Fort
Indomitable.
Indomitable. So one of those three. Okay.
There are some small towns here and there throughout the area that also could honor the credit as well.
I think it'd be kind of.
But you're most likely to find a bank within the cities.
Yes, I get the feeling carrying that much money around at one time is stupid. So I'm just going to keep this letter of credit until I need it.
It's also quite heavy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think there's like a library or something in the city? Ask the Theo, but loud enough for the shopkeep to hear.
There was.
Oh yeah,
Is it still standing?
there most certainly was. It took some significant damage.
You think there's anything left?
Well, considering it's part of the castle, it's still standing. It's just took a lot of
Open
damage.
to the public.
So we're not going to be able to find any place to sleep right now inside the city. All the inns and taverns are full up. So we're going to have to leave towards the mountains and camp out. I know a couple of good spots.
It'd be a good evening for it as well.
Do you know if the library is open to the public in case we come back to the city?
I mean, unless I knew it was, but you might want to be careful because The last time I heard of guests going in there, they didn't leave alive.
Why?
You know, bricks falling from 30 feet.
Oh,
into
I
your
wonder
skull
if they
can do
like
that.
broke a rule and got God.
They talked too loud.
That's one way to enforce the no talking policy. OSHA
Talk too loud,
violations.
no bread library. They kill you.
I will not be looking for Alan in the library.
Alan! A whole castle falls on top of Doric. Guys, I found a door.
Yeah, so he will bid you a good trip, and you can head out of there.
Shopping episode.
So much lighter.
I can imagine.
I wonder
Are you,
what that
though?
room did, though.
You know, the gold kind of like offset it a little bit, but it's fine.
How much does gold weigh in this system?
I think 10 gold is 1 light. So.
Well, it actually says there's no weight to it, so but
Okay.
it's negligible, which I don't think is correct, but it's whatever.
It's fine. That's,
Oh, Silver's messing with her inventory. That's why the thing popped up.
What thing?
it says I can't access something. I was like, I wasn't trying to access
Oh, sorry.
something. Okay.
I'm done now. I'm done messing with it.
The sword. Is it a specific sword, or can I just add a long sword of striking into my...
Longsword of striking.
We can do this later.
Yeah.
So we get to our camping spot, right? We're heading out to camp?
Heading out the east side of the city to a good camp spot. Probably just before the river, honestly.
Yeah.
Far enough out of the city to where it's still kind of got some light from the city, but not close enough you hear
Yep.
the noise.
I wonder what Cat's up to.
Not being here.
Laughing at you.
Not being here.
True.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think about having a cat be out here.
I don't think
decided
she'd
not
have a
to.
great time being out around here.
Yeah, for real.
Well, she's an elf, isn't she?
Half elf.
How do the O'Briens feel about half elves?
Well, you didn't see any in
So
the
they're
city,
half
so
cool with them and half racist. Don't worry, son. We're only half racist.
I do need to share the story about why there's the hatred. between
Yeah,
O'Briens
I was
and
hoping to
elves.
figure that out at the
I
library, but
remember
didn't
that.
think the library was one big OSHA violation.
Oh, I thought you were going there to
It-
wanted to go there to see about getting the Club of Forgotten Knowledge worked on.
It's a city that was recently sieged. Everything's an OSHA
Except for
violation.
that one tavern.
Probably because it's right next to the wall.
Yes, and clearly the people who work there have no qualms with fleecing the guests. They can afford to fix it up.
I don't know. The people that work there might not. Just because they work there doesn't mean all their money goes towards the tavern. They could just be workers.
But his name wasn't even Jake. His name was Alan.
His name wasn't.
No, his name
Jake.
was Jake because the guard recognized the name.
The guard chuckled
Yeah,
when
maybe that's just the name all
Or
of
he heard
the
about
people scamming you at the tavern say their name is.
I bet he was a pirate.
that's a fun
Like
little tidbit to throw into like the background lore that all the scamming bartenders.
like-
Oh, that's it. I'm asking everybody their name from here
they're
on
not
out,
even named
right
Jake.
off
It's
the
just
bat.
specifically that they say their name is Jake if they plan on ripping somebody off, so that way when they go to report it, the guards get a good laugh.
Good, so close to joke or
Yeah,
Jake.
except for the one person whose name is actually Jake, and they're the most honest, straight-laced person in the world.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, make sure you add all your weapons to your stuff.
Okay. Boy, howdy. What an episode.
There was a cold iron dagger for you, and then everything else was normal.
Yeah, mine wasn't anything special, just the javelin and an extra hammer, and then the climbing gear.
Climbing gear. I need to look for that.
Anyway,
It's under
Yeah,
equipment.
2 javelins.
it's under a climbing kit.
Yes,
You know what's an
climbing
even worse
kit.
idea than
I
dwarven
just put it in the
nunchucks?
chat.
Javelin nunchucks.
Oh, cool.
I think that works. If I just throw it over there, then y'all should be able to click and drag it.
You should be able to, yeah. Alright. So we're camping out.
Yes.
Yeah, you're camping out. So you get outside the city. You're on the road heading towards the mine. You know, or I guess Theo would know this mine. This is the mine. This is a gemstone mine.
Yeah.
He's been around this mine a few times in the
Is
past.
it like an active mine?
So
What happens
yeah.
if we find gemstones while we're traveling
It's-
through it?
You can keep them.
Can we?
Theo doesn't see a problem with it. You found it.
if you are entering the mine proper, there is a fee to enter. So anything you find is yours.
Oh.
So there's a guard.
'Cause you
It's
paid
like when you go
be
to
there.
a tourist place to
Yeah,
pan
it's
for
an active
gold.
gem mine.
And they're like, yeah, you can keep any gold you find, but it's $15 to get in, friend.
So you said you camped just before the
Yeah.
river? Guys, you're camping there.
Man, we should have picked up a pickaxe, see if we found a gem.
You don't need them. I found them just walking.
Yeah, and then yeah, we will. That is it. So you guys leave the city with your newfound items, newfound tidbits, and then you head out to head out of the city. You're able to see off in the distance the city lights. Really not any of the any of the noise or sounds or anything that's a city noise you'd hear out here, out in the wilderness. You're next to the river over by the lake. The lake is quiet. It actually has a slight grayish color to it. And you can see off in the distance the hills. The Stone Teeth, as they are called.
All right.
So, that's the end of this episode of Fate's Rest. Wow. You made it to the end, everybody. And what a wild ride this episode was. So, if you want to talk about what a wild ride it was, or just talk with us in general or other like-minded fans of the show, you can join us at Discord. It's a neat little app where, well, it basically does, you can do all the things that we talked about. Should be a link in the description.
And since you've made it this far, you've obviously listened. We'd love to give us a rating and review, because it does help us. It helps us to get better. Give us those 5 stars, or God, that would be something. I don't know. 5 gold coins. Since we're giving away coins so much today, for a rating, or less if you think we got some room for improvement. Let us know.
There's a total of 6 gold coins that are given away today.
I mean,
And after you've joined our Discord, or you don't have to necessarily join the Discord, but look up our social medias: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Fate's Rest.
Scream into the void.
You shall listen.
The void may or may not scream back.
You always listen.
The void is always there for you.
I have a character named Void.
And as always,
Whoa.
Yeah. What about your
didn't
theme
do
of the
your
week,
theme.
Ding Dong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
leaving this in.
Wow.
wow, long
What's
week.
the
I'm
worst
sorry,
thing
long
you've
week.
had stolen from you?
I want to give our theme of the week times when your GM has thrown your name onto an NPC.
I can't imagine that's happened too often, has it?
I do at least once in every game.
So, for me, if I had a nickel for every time my name was thrown onto an NPC, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot of nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice.
I actually
Same.
I've had your name on a character before, Tex.
Really? Tex or Chris?
Yeah. And Chris.
My God, y'all
Who's a
know
bad
his
guy?
name. Oh my God.
My name is actually.
If they're gonna find us on Facebook, they'll know my
Yeah,
real
so
name.
so my name is actually Jacob.
That's fair. Actually, Jacob,
Yeah,
that's a weird
it's
name.
Finnish.
It's trademark.
Much like this episode, it is Finnish.
As always,
We love
we
you.
love you.
Love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.